Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be all about the new makeup releases. So I will be talking about new things that have launched and whether I'm interested in picking them up or not. So a will I buy it, a purchase or pass, whatever you want to call it, that's what I'll be doing today. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's just get started. All right, I am a little bit out of the makeup loop. I was gone for 2 weeks at the dog rescue that I go to quite frequently in Spain, and I just didn't have time to go online and look at what was new. So I spent like 2 hours this morning just adding things from the Trend Mood page, adding things from Makeup From Your Radar, and I just pulled some things that looked really interesting that I wanted to talk about. It's also the first time I'm wearing makeup in like 2 weeks, so it feels really good. I'm excited to just be back in the mix, but there's no time to waste. We're just going to get started. I'm going to scoot over so I can pop up my photos. And what do I want to talk about first? I try not to pull too many things because there's just always something coming out. And I think we'll start with non-palettes first and then go into palettes. So the first thing that I have to talk about is the Giorgio Armani Skin Tint. So this says that it's available now in Europe. I'm a little bit interested in it. I don't have a price. It does come in 20 shades though. It's supposed to be lightweight and stretchable as the fabric itself, with light-catching golden hour pearls for a radiant, healthy look. Soap-like serum, has skincare, buildable from light to medium coverage. I am, off first glance, I'm interested in this, but it kind of looks very similar to the Neo Nude foundation that Armani had, and then they discontinued. I didn't love that foundation. I did a whole dedicated review on it. I will link it up above if you're interested. Then they discontinued it, and it kind of just seems like they're repackaging it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm debating whether I want to pick this up because I am trying to be I'm trying to buy less things, let's just put it that way. And I don't know if I necessarily need this. Well, I definitely don't need this, but I just don't know if it's something that I want to spend the money on and add to my collection when it doesn't fully fit the criteria of what I love in a foundation. And that's what I'm struggling with. I don't love super radiant foundations, but it says healthy look, not dewy. So I'm gonna dwell on this one. Let me know your thoughts down below if this is something that you'd be interested in seeing a review on, because Armani does normally come out with really good base products, and that's what I'm getting like that pull into is this another really great Armani foundation that I'm gonna love? I don't know yet. While we're on the foundation category, let's just talk about the last foundation that I have from Benefit. So this is the Professional Smoothing and Blurring Foundation with Niacinamide. This is available now for $47, and it comes in quite a few shades, like a lot of shades. I can't even count them all. However, like the shade range doesn't look impressive. This just looks like a, we decided to come out with 50 shades, but really 25 of them are in the light range. I don't love that. I won't be picking this up. This doesn't call to me like the Giorgio Armani, but it's supposed to be a smoothing, blurring, weightless foundation with medium coverage. Of course, it has niacinamide, so it's supposed to improve the look of your pores and skin over time. I don't know. Benefit's not really well known for their base products as much, so maybe that's why it's not really calling to me. I also really just don't like the component, which sounds like a nitpicky thing to say, but at this point I have to be nitpicky or I'll just purchase everything. And yeah, I'm not set on this one. Also, the medium buildable. Right now, I'm just into more light coverage foundations. Like even today, this feels a little bit too heavy coverage for what I want to wear. Everything that I'm wearing is always listed in the description box, but I am wearing the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless foundation. It's currently in Shop My Stash, and I don't know. It's just feeling like not the summer makeup that I want to wear, but I wanted to give it a shot, see if I still want it, see if I wanted to declutter it. So that's why I'm wearing it today. After that, though, this Benefit one doesn't intrigue me. I'd be interested to see reviews on it and what people think. It does seem like we're going more into a smoothing, mattifying direction because we were going so dewy, glowy for so long, even though that Armani one is supposed to be radiant. But I've been seeing more foundations go more towards that smoothing, blurring aspect. So maybe the Benefit does really well. I don't know, but I'm not going to be purchasing it for sure. After that, I have some other things that aren't necessarily palettes, but most of them, of course, are palettes because that's what I like to talk about. The first one being from Kevyn Aucoin. I really just wanted to talk about this because I don't see that many new releases from Kevyn Aucoin. So they're coming out with blushes. They're $39 each. And then also bronzers for $46 each. I won't be picking these up, and highlighters for $39 each. It's available now on the Kevyn Aucoin website, but I won't be picking these up like I just said. It's not something I need. I have enough bronzer, blush, and highlight to last me the rest of my life. I just recently did a declutter on all of my categories, and I'm really feeling capped out at my collection, which is a great thing. I would be interested, again, to see reviews on this. That's mostly the things that I pulled to talk about today because they do look really pretty. And I really want to see Kevyn Aucoin succeed. I love them as a brand. I've tried things out from them that I really enjoy, but they don't seem to be as much of a well talked about mainstream brand. I wonder how much they're actually used in maybe the makeup artist world compared to what we see on the everyday. And I would really love to see them stick around because I feel like they're just on the cusp there of maybe going out of business. I don't know. It's a tricky one. It would make me sad to see them go out of business. The next thing I have to talk about, which I am 0% interested in, is from Too Faced. This is the Cloud Crush Whipped Lip and Cheek color. So there are 8 shades. It's available now for $28 each. Kind of looks like it comes in a lip gloss format or that Rare Beauty format. I don't love cream blushes at all. I've just discovered that about myself. Cream contour, cream blush, cream highlight, or liquid, I don't love, and that's why I'll be passing on these. I would much rather pick up one of their solid blushes over this, but Too Faced is also not a brand where I tend to really pick up a lot of products from. The shades look really pretty. I could see a lot of people liking these. I just don't reach for this kind of product. This is the product that past me would have picked up 3 shades of and then never used it. I love the type of formula that it looks like. It does look like it's going to be a very thin, sheer, kind of matte, whipped product. And I like that. If I knew I was going to reach for it, I think I would like this product, but it's just not for me. I'd much rather reach for more of a putty blush. I'm really interested in picking up the Rare Beauty kind of bounce and blur blushes. I forgot what they're called, but that's kind of what's on my next list for blush right now. And like I said, I'm just feeling capped out in those categories, so I'll still be skipping that, but this does look interesting, and it seems like a lot of brands are just coming out with the same formula. We saw, I just mentioned the Rare Beauty blushes in the pots, and then we saw Summer Fridays come out with it, Ilia, Say, they're all coming out with the same type of products, and I just wonder what brands are doing behind the scenes to really make themselves stand out, because at that point, it just seems like a popularity contest, and Too Faced doesn't win the popularity contest for me. That's all I have to say. I have one more thing to talk about that's not an eyeshadow palette, and then we'll get into the good stuff. It is the Loreal. This is the Infallible Face Sculptor. So I'm kind of interested in this, actually. This is available now in Europe, so it says there's how many shades? 3, 6, 7 shades. And I'm assuming it's only available in the UK because it says that it's £11.99. So by Europe, she means the UK, which, let's be honest, guys, the UK left Europe, so we can't say that anymore. Anyways, what I really like about this product is that it's a very slim component. So I do enjoy a face contour or highlight that's in stick form. I think it's really easy to use. It's simple, it's fast, And a lot of the times you do see them in much more chubby components. So I love this style of product. I would actually probably pick this up. It says it's transfer proof, heat and water resistant, safe for sensitive skin. And that's about it. I'm gonna like stick this in my don't forget list because I think it could be a really fun one to try. I'm only confused if this is supposed to just be like a contour stick or if it's also, you can get a light enough color where you could also highlight. It must be. Most of these, like 5 of them, look like contour colors and 2 of them could be highlighting colors. So I might pick 2 up and just see if I could make it work as a highlight and a contour. I think that would be really fun and interesting. Maybe do a short on it. I don't think this is a type of product I could do a whole dedicated video on, but let me know if that sounds like something that you would want to see, that you're interested in. Maybe most people, this doesn't really grab their attention, but for me, I don't know. I kind of liked it. It's drugstore. It's not too expensive. I'm willing to take a chance on it, and I probably will. Now we go into eyeshadow palettes, which I'm very excited to talk about. First thing is the non-eyeshadow palette, but eyeshadow category. It is the new Colorfix sticks from Danessa Myricks. They're $38 each and they're double-sided. So basically she took her Colorfixes, which were liquid eyeshadow pigments, and put them in stick form. I am so interested in these. Danessa Myricks, I really just feel like I need $500 to just buy everything and try out her brand completely. That's one of those brands where I don't know what I want to try first, so I haven't been purchasing from her. The only thing that I've tried is the Yummy Skin Blurring Foundation as well as the Yummy Skin Blurring Blush, and I love both of those. I'm glad that she came out with these stick forms because I don't love a liquid eyeshadow. Surprise, surprise, because I don't love liquid blush or bronzer. So this is so much more up my alley, and I really think I'm going to pick up just one. I'd love to pick up like 2 or 3, but I'm going to try to narrow it down to 1, see if I actually use it, because this is also a product that maybe fantasy me thinks I'm going to use. I'll tell myself I'm going to use, and then I don't actually use it. I haven't heard that much hype about it, but again, I haven't been online to see if people like this or not. I am super interested in it though, and I wonder if people are as interested as me. I think if I had to pick one, it's going to be a more neutral one, kind of more like Duo 5, which has Cassiopeia and Astra. That one's really pretty, like a light champagne gold and then a light pink. I don't know. I'll decide later, but this is on my list to purchase like ASAP. Now, some palettes. First thing I want to talk about, the oldest palette that I have, which is probably old news by now, but I am so excited about it, is the #1 palette that I have on my list to purchase. It is from Beaute Bar, and it is the Unoriginal Nudes palette. I haven't picked this up yet, but I do plan on it. It's a 20-pan palette. It launched on June 27th, so like I said, it's old news now. It's $69, and it just looks like utter perfection. It looks like everything I want in a neutral palette. Beaute Bar has an amazing formula. I don't buy all of their palettes because not all their color stories speak to me, but when I see a color story that does, I'm immediately on it. I purchased the Green Goddess, I purchased the Smoky Glam, the new revamped version, and I'm very excited to use them. I just got them a couple of weeks ago, right before my trip, so I haven't had time to crack into them yet, but this is going to be added to cart immediately. I do have an affiliate code with Beaute Bar. It's just Melissa. If you want to save some money off, use my code, use anyone else's code, but just make sure you're using a code. And yeah, this is top of my list. A neutral palette, but still excited for it. And I'm glad that Beaute Bar can really go between having really vibrant, colorful palettes like the Ultraviolet palette to a more neutral palette to really just like appeal to everyone. And you'll still be getting those special shimmers. I cannot wait to play with this palette. Next on my list is the most boring collection I think that I'm going to talk about today. It's from MAC Cosmetics. It's the Nocturnal Collection. This says it's available now in Europe. I don't know what that means, but if this wasn't MAC, I wouldn't even bother to talk about it. I don't understand what MAC is doing. It might be popular in Asia where MAC is still a really highly regarded brand, But here, at least in Europe, and I feel like in America, MAC's just really going downhill and they're really grasping at straws to stay relevant. And I don't understand this collection at all. Not even kind of. So this is an immediate skip, but I just wanted to throw it out there to hear other people's opinions on whether this is something you planned on picking up, if it even made you second guess it, like something that maybe is on your wish list, but you're not going to pick it up. For me though, I think this is just a super boring collection and I don't like it even in the slightest. Let's talk about Hourglass. I guess this is kind of a 2-for-1 because they kind of sneaked peek their holiday collection and they're also coming out with eyeshadow palettes. We'll talk about the holiday collection first. I don't have the price on these, but they're going to be expensive. They're usually like around $88 to $90. It's a 6-pan palette, so there's going to be a deer one, then a horse one, and a fox one. I really enjoy the artwork of the deer. I think that's really pretty. The horse and the fox don't really call out to me like the deer one does, but I don't love the colors in there. And besides that, I've just been really holding back on getting Hourglass's holiday palettes because they sit in my drawer and they don't get used, but I can't let go of them. I think at this point I have 4. I've gotten rid of at least 4. And I can't part with those 4, but I need to use them. So until I get some use out of those palettes, I'm cutting myself off. However, the eyeshadow palettes, they're coming out with little curated quads. Those are $68 and they look so beautiful, so sophisticated, so just like luxury expensive. That's what's drawing me into these quads. But $68 for a quad is quite a lot of money. I'm glad that they're doing this because Hourglass has had eyeshadow singles for quite some time and they didn't really do very well, I don't think. I mean, I don't have Hourglass's numbers in front of me on their sales, but they didn't really get talked about because they were ridiculously expensive. Like you could get an indie shimmer, an amazing shimmer with excellent pigments and so shifty, sparkly for less than you could get one of these singles, and it just wasn't worth it. So I think this is a much better approach for them to come up with these quads. While still expensive, I think they'll do better than selling them as singles. And I don't know, if Hourglass was doing like a 30% off friends and family sale, I would really consider picking one up because I want to have one just to have. I like the Idealist one, which is their rose colorway. They have a few different colorways and they just look nice. They look like they're super smooth and buildable. And if it's anything like their face palette powders, I know that they'll be excellent. Just right now, I'm not going to splurge on them. I would rather get like a YSL quad that I know is excellent quality and the exact same price than take a chance on one of these. A few more palettes. Let's see, I have 9 more palettes to talk about, so let's get cracking. I have one that's just a sneak peek, and it's from Simply Posh Cosmetics. It's their mood board for the Down to Earth palette. So Simply Posh Cosmetics is saying that they're coming out with 3 palettes soon, and we're seeing a sneak peek of this very first one. I will buy anything Simply Posh Cosmetics as long as I like the color story. This color story looks really nice. However, I will say, looking at just the inspiration board, it kind of looks like the Coastal palette from them, which I already have. So it's going to have to be different enough from that in order for me to justify buying it. But I will say Simply Posh Cosmetics is one of my favorite, most underrated indie brands. I think that they do excellent color stories, excellent formula, really easy to use if you're a beginner into indie. I very much enjoy them and own a lot of their palettes. I have 3 of their palettes, but they're one of the brands where I always keep an eye out on what they're coming out with. And I can tell that I will probably potentially be picking this up as long as it's different enough from the Coastal. Next up, we have Adept Cosmetics. So this is their EBE palette. I don't know why it's called that. I think it's like some kind of alien palette. It's available now, but I don't have a price on it. This is really pretty. At first, I was like, yeah, I'm going to pick this up. But then I looked at it more, and I think I only like the right side of the palette that's a little bit lighter. The other side just looks like it has those really typical dark multi-chromes, and I know I won't get use out of them. Adept is one of those brands where I tend to just purchase like 3 palettes off the bat during Black Friday. I did that last Black Friday. I purchased the Heather Austin, I can't even remember, the Heather Austin, and then the one with the black lace packaging, Flying Fiddles, I think it was called, and one other one. And I probably this Black Friday will do the same thing. I'll pick up the Emo palette, the Minka palette, and then potentially this palette. It's just one I'm not willing to pay full price for is what it comes down to, but they do always intrigue me. And I think it's like decent enough where I could want it, just not at full price. That's kind of how I feel about Adept, I think. I don't love this palette. Like I said, there's other ones I want more, but I do think that it could be a really popular palette, especially for like all the alien lovers out there. Let's see, do I have more indie to talk about before we go into mainstream? I have 2 more indie palettes. The next one's from Glaminatrix. This is the Bonfire palette. So this is available now at Glaminatrix Cosmetics. It's $61. And I'm going to pass on this, which is probably a surprise to most of you. If you are subscribed to my channel, you know what a diehard fan I am for Glaminatrix Cosmetics. But like I said, I'm trying to be really realistic with myself on what I'm going to use versus not use, especially seeing like how much I decluttered the past month going through my collection. I don't want to keep wasting my money and throwing it down the drain if I'm just going to declutter it later. And I don't love those fiery red oranges, and this palette is literally called Bonfire. There's a quad that I like that's kind of more cool tone silver neutral. I like that quad. I kind of like that green color, but really I have these shades in other palettes that I could easily dupe out. Even the fiery quad, like I never really reach for those colors, but I could probably find it in my Natasha Denona Sunset palette. The shimmers won't be as impactful, but I don't need it because I won't use it. Love this palette though. If this color story calls to you, I can tell you Glaminatrix has, again, one of my favorite formulas for an indie brand. Highly recommend them, but I will be skipping on it, which makes me a little bit sad. Like the collectionist in me wants to buy it, so I have all of Glaminatrix formula, but I'm not trying to be a collectionist. I'm trying to be a realist. So that's where we're at with Glaminatrix. And then the very last indie palette that I have to talk about is the Cosmic Brushes palette. So this is the Smoulder palette, and it is launching July 25th, so it should be out now. It actually launches the day that I'm filming this, but you're going to be seeing this on Sunday. I love this palette. This is my number 2 palette after the Bella Beaute Bar palette. I will be purchasing this on launch. The Bella Beaute Bar I can wait on because it's a little bit more, but because Cosmic Brushes is a little bit more affordable, I think I'm going to splurge and get this today. I'll leave like a little note if I actually do. And I think while I get this one, I'll also pick up the Undergrowth palette because that's been on my list for quite some time. And I really have no words for this palette. It is like utter perfection for a cool tone palette. You still have a little bit of warmth with those rosy tones. The shimmers look fantastic. It doesn't just look like a gray blue cool tone palette, but it really has some variety and depth to it. I think this was very well done. She said this was kind of supposed to be the palette that bridged the gap between the neutral palette and the cool Trolls palette. I didn't pick up the Cool Trolls because I thought it was just a little too blue leaning. And this I do think is a much better alternative if they were to have like the neutrals, which is very warm leaning, and then this one instead of the Cool Trolls. So I'm very excited about this. I think a lot of people are really excited about this. I'm not the only one. I'm definitely jumping on the popular train here, but just wanted to throw it out there that I will for sure be picking this up, and I would love to know if you want to see a video on it. After that, I just have some mainstream things to talk about. So this is kind of, I guess, half indie, half mainstream. To me, I count this as mainstream. But this is the Beaute Bay, their new limited edition palette, the Desert Haze palette. It's available now. It's probably sold out by now, honestly. And I think this is really pretty. I've been kind of getting into warm tones a little bit, but for some reason, this doesn't call to me. It's a little bit too orangey. I think I would maybe enjoy this palette, and part of me, because I do love Beaute Bay's formula so much, said I should just pick it up and take a chance on it because Beaute Bay is so affordable. At least I would try it and not have FOMO on it. But I think I'm going to stick to my initial intuition and just not pick up this palette. I think that's what I'm going to stick to. I'm really struggling with myself because this is something that would be new. Again, like old me would just buy it, see that if I like it or not, and then declutter it if I didn't. But I'm going to trust my gut on this one that it's really not the palette for me. And just because Beauty Bay's formula is really, really great, again, beginner friendly, impactful, in my opinion, affordable, doesn't mean I need to have every single palette from them. And I think that this is one that I can skip. Next up, we have the Urban Decay palettes. And these kind of confuse me a little bit. There's two palettes. They're $56 each. And it's supposed to be the multitasking eyeshadow palette, Naked Shaped. I don't love how this is set up. I like the outside packaging. I think that's really pretty, but I don't love the circle in the middle. This is supposed to have like different formulas. I really had to look at this to see if I could understand what's going on with this. So there's creams, which I'm assuming is the 4 shades inside the circle. Then you have mattes, and then you have shimmers. And you're supposed to be able to really like contour and highlight the eye, do a little bit more detail work. I don't know how many people actually do that in real life. And I also think it's almost a little bit too neutrals. While the Bella Beaute Bar Unoriginal Nudes is a neutral palette, it still has like special elements to it. It's a step up from just a neutral palette. I definitely don't need this. And I don't love how there's different shapes. Like, why did they decide which one gets bigger pans and which ones don't? I don't know. It's too chaotic for me. It's just too much. I'm going to skip it. I do wonder like who this is marketed for. I feel like the people who want this kind of palette would use this palette. It would be their only kind of palette. But for people who are probably watching this video and myself, like, I don't think this is the staple palette that I necessarily want or will actually use. That's just my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe most people are really excited about it. I do think it's a little bit different. Like, if I got it for free, I would try it and see how it worked, but I'm not going to spend $56 trying it out. I was going to say definitely like the cool tone one more, but I don't know. Maybe I like the warm tone one more. It's just a little bit more neutral and a little bit more everyday. Yeah, I think if I was to pick one up, it would actually be the warm tone one, but I'm not going to. Let me know if you're going to pick this palette up. I have 3 more things to talk about. One is a collab from NYX Cosmetics. So they're coming out with the Wednesday limited edition collection. There's a cheek palette, there's lip oils, there's liquid eyeliner, there's a phone accessory, there's the eyeshadow palette, and the full collection is $90. It's available now. I have not watched Wednesday yet. That's also on my list to do, but if you can't tell, my list of things to do is never ending, and it just kind of gets pushed further and further down. I've heard it's a really great show. Let me know down below if it's something I really, really need to prioritize. I just haven't yet. I'm not going to pick this up. I think it's okay. Like, I think it's cute. It's fun. If I liked the IP a lot, I'd probably pick it up. I just don't need it. The eyeshadow palette's really cute. I love the colors in it. Purples and neutrals always get me. So if I like the IP more, I would definitely prioritize it. But for me, no, like that's a decently easy skip for me. Then we have Natasha Denona's new mini palette. So this is the mini Gloom palette. This came out of left field for me. Like, I got the email before I saw this on Instagram. It's $27. And at first I thought that they misspelled Bloom, since Bloom was their last midi palette. I thought maybe she came out with a mini and the email was spelled wrong. But no, this is the mini Gloom palette. And I just don't know what to think of it. I will probably pick this up, not immediately. I still want to pick up the Bloom palette. I haven't done that yet, and I definitely will. Again, Natasha Denona just ends up being one of those brands that I only purchase when I can get a discount. I do actually have an affiliate code with Natasha Denona directly through her website as well. It's just Melissa, but I can't use my own affiliate code. I don't know. Yeah, it's not like a must-have right now. It's definitely just like an add-on. When I eventually get the Bloom palette, I'll probably just add this on so I have it. I did declutter during my eyeshadow declutter videos some of my mini palettes. I don't want to collect them all, especially because you can't take the shades out of them. So this is one I like enough. I like that it's a little bit murky, a little bit gloomy, it's called the Gloom palette. I just got that. A little bit murky, but still has that pink in it. I think it'll be really pretty. So I do plan on picking this up, just not immediately. And then we're going to end this video with some luxury. This is the Miss Dior Fall 2025 collection. There's going to be 3 palettes from them. Shocking Pink, Bold Black, and Wild Beige. And it's like this graffiti logo. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know why I hate it. I can't put my finger on it, but I just do. Dior is also one of those luxury brands, similar to MAC. I feel like they're just like throwing things on the wall to see what sticks. They don't have like a clear branding to me, and that's what is really, I think, bothering me. While like objectively I don't hate this packaging and I don't hate how it looks, I quite like the color stories actually, especially the beige and the pink. I just feel like Dior doesn't have a strong voice right now. They're really just trying to see what people want to buy, and I don't love that. I want them to feel a little bit more structured, a little bit more grounded, and just more like taking a stand in what their branding looks like, and I don't feel like that from them. For some reason, it bothers me. I don't know if I'm making any kind of sense with that, but it does. It just bothers me. And if I'm going to spend $65, $70 on a quint, I want to feel really good about it. I also don't feel like Dior has the best eyeshadow formula, especially for luxury. Already mentioned YSL Quads, but I do think that they have the best luxury formula that I've tried personally, like out of Dior, Chanel. Those are the top 2 that come to mind, but like Lancome, I think they have better formula. YSL does. So it's just not a brand I want to put that much money into. I'd rather purchase an Hourglass Quad and take a chance on that if I'm going to spend the same amount of money than purchase this palette. But that's everything that I had to talk about today. A lot of opinions that I had, some just really, really top of the wish list things that I plan on purchasing in the next couple of days, and some just like completely, I don't even understand why it was launched. I would love to hear your opinions down below though, like I've already asked multiple times. It's just fun to see how we take makeup releases differently and what we're excited for versus not excited for. So I love chatting down below, but this is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.